Thank you for taking some time for yourself. And before you begin to dominate this experience, I wonder if you can close your eyes and take a deep breath in and a relaxing breath out. As you go deeper into this experience, and I'm curious if you can control your chest expanding and relaxing as you unleash a tyrant of inner relaxation. Perfect. Because I never really know if clients are aware of the backs of their legs resting on the chair, or their feet are firmly planted on the ground, or their shoulders deeply resting. But what I do know is you deserve to leave the world's baloney out there and experience a peaceful state here. And as you know, your body is roughly 70% water. Or greater, or more. And for some, water is beautiful to look at. For others, it's a holy or spiritual experience. And while you're here, breathing this breath, and in return, exchanging it with the atmosphere. Which in turn will help plants grow. The same air that's been here for hundreds and thousands of years and will be here for hundreds of years more. But the truth is, your electrical potential to enrich life is unknown. And I'm not sure you're aware no one else has your wisdom. Your biological signature. You are so much more than that. In form and likeness to something so much greater than you are. And even more than that. That's how special you are. And in the past, you've had a fear of birds, drones, both, or something else. The good news is, what people love about hypnosis is their thoughts are clearer, more detached, distant, and things change. And in a moment, I'm going to share with you a few stories. And at first, you might be thinking, why am I sharing with you these stories? But your subconscious mind will be listening and do something wonderful for you a little later on. But first, I wonder if you can imagine you have a ball in your right hand, about the size of a tennis ball. Perfect. And if you could send all of your feelings, emotion, things you don't need into that ball now. And I'm curious if you can remember a time when you were very small, when you first played with a basketball, baseball, not knowing if it would spin, this way, that way, this direction, that direction, that funny direction. And you can smile at the joy of not knowing. And it reminds me of a story from George Burns' book, 101 Healing Story. That once upon a time, long, long ago, a monster slayer learned how to handle the force. His father was a deity who wanted the world to be free of monsters. And this man came to Earth, married a woman and left Earth when she became pregnant. And the child grew into a self-sufficient young man. He went looking for his father where he encountered challenges, hazards, each strengthening and enhancing his capability. Eventually he found his father, and his father was pleased he had a son and took him on a mission to free the world from monsters. And gave him a magical bow and arrow. He hadn't gone far before he bumped into the monster for hunger. Prepare yourself to die. You've been causing my people to be hungry. And the monster looked him in the eye and said, is that what you really want? Without hunger, the world would have no desire to hunt for their food and survive. The young warrior saw the truth in what he said and befriended the monster. Next came the monster of winter, and he raised his magical bow and said, you bring cold and darkness into people's lives. You make people shiver. I must destroy you. Yes, what you say is true, said the monster, but I also bring rain. Fill your rivers, water your crops, and without me there is no spring. You would have no food, no clothes, no mates to reproduce. And he heard truth in the monster and befriended him. He saw the monster of suffering, and he thought, at last, a monster the world can do without. And the monster said, "You think because I cause people pain and discomfort, unhappiness, they would be better off without me? It's because of me people learn, grow, and develop." The young warrior discovered truth in what he said, and so the young warrior changed the purpose of his mission that initially engaged him. His goal was now to befriend what he once thought of as monsters. He had so much to learn from them. And it reminds me of a story that Anthony Robbins once shared. That most people in life fail more than they succeed. In fact, most successful people are successful because they've failed more than anybody else. And I don't know if you have to think about baseball, because in baseball, a Hall of Famer, someone who's still the best in the world at what they do, in the area of baseball, fails 7 out of 10 times. No, I don't know if it makes you imagine being the best in the world, how life would feel only being successful 30% of the time. Because that's not like putting a golf ball, catching a basketball, or hitting a tennis ball. But for baseball, the fact is, they only succeed 30% of the time. And you and I both know that sometimes life is like that too. But the truth is, I really don't know why. Baseball players can play life. At those statistics, I don't know if they think what is possible versus what's probable. Or what they can or can't control. Or if it's how the world should be versus how the world actually is. But what I do know is there once was a time when we all enjoyed not knowing if the ball would go this way, that way. And you can allow that relaxed, comfortable feeling to travel from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And the fact is, I never really know. If clients are capable of giving themselves this experience. And I never know if they're playing live at a 30% success rate, 10%, 90%. But I can only imagine someone like you, that's taken the time to care. Care for yourself, self-care. That you can be a little kinder to yourself, can't you? And I don't know if you can remember a time when you were very small, when you learned how to start to influence the ball, guiding it here, or there. Controlling the ball. Dominating the experience now. That magical feeling of knowing you could control it. That sweet spot. And I wonder in the future, 10 years from now, 20 years, if you will mature into a Hall of Famer. But if you could see it in the crystal ball in your right hand now, how well you went on to play life. Because a wise man once said, maturity is the capacity to endure uncertainty. And I wonder how that will feel, how you did it. Controlling the ball and not controlling it, all at the same time. And when you're ready to reorient yourself back to your external world, you can stretch out, wriggle your fingers and toes, and open your eyes. Welcome back. You're perfect, just as you are.